Vampire, the developers have introduced a truly innovative mechanic that I've never seen before, and it perfectly complements the game's focus on set in 1918 London during the Spanish flu epidemic. The game offers a compelling narrative rich with moral dilemmas and choices that impact the outcome. Players face tough decisions, like whether to drink blood from citizens to gain strength or spare them to maintain humanity. However, the combat system is often clunky and repetitive, lacking the polish seen in other action RPGs. In its basic form, it's okay and somewhat reminiscent of The Witcher, but with the flashy vampire abilities and vampire senses for hunting trails and piecing together clues, it truly makes you feel like a vampire, which I enjoy. The combat is especially creative, with unique skill trees that highlight your abilities as both a vampire and a doctor. Depending on the trees you decide to build, combat can be challenging, especially in boss fights. Overall, the game offers a unique and atmospheric experience with a strong story and moral choices, despite some shortcomings in combat and technical performance. Evil West isn't a game with complex characters or dynamic storytelling. Instead, it shines with fantastic sound effects, a unique visual style, alternate American history, vampires, and most importantly, exciting combat. It's a third person shooter with hack and slash elements set in a gothic western world filled with vampires. By the end, you have so many guns, tools, and powers that it can feel overwhelming, but it's still incredibly fun. It does take a while to get there, with a slow drip feed of new tools and abilities. The game blends elements seen in other games, often done better, but it still manages to be enjoyable. At its core, it's more of a hack and slash game with third person shooting layered on top. You punch vampires with a simple combo system and shoot them with a variety of guns you unlock throughout the game. Overall, the blend works pretty solidly, even if it feels a bit rough around the edges at times. The game's campaign is relatively short, which might make it hard to justify the full price for some players. While there are collectibles and lore items to find, the game is fairly linear, limiting exploration and freedom.
Unusual threats require unusual tools. And sometimes a good lightning powered punch is just what you need. The Rentier Gauntlet is one of the most advanced technological achievements from the Institute Research Laboratory to date. Jesus Christ, what happened here?
When I think of AA games, Banisher's Ghosts of New Eden is exactly what comes to mind. This game feels like a blend of God of War and The Witcher 3, featuring diverse, beautiful landscapes and a community of settlers who can easily distract you from your main quest. Building on concepts from Dotnod's previous game, Vampire banishes, enhances, and evolves these ideas into a fresh and unique story, though it occasionally gets bogged down by some unnecessary elements. Set in a supernatural alternate reality version of 1600s America, the game offers a compelling narrative filled with death, drama, and romance. The ability to swap between your living and spectral protagonists adds depth and keeps the gameplay interesting. It combines elements of God of War in a full RPG, with numerous decisions that significantly impact the world and its characters. The game has received mixed reviews. Some players love its unique elements, while others find it lacking in certain areas. But in my opinion, Banishers provides a unique and atmospheric experience with a strong story and interesting mechanics.
Now then, use your rings to banish that thing.
Ninja Theory, the developers behind Hellblade, have crafted a truly enjoyable game that stands as a shining example of video game storytelling. In Hellblade, you play as Senua, a warrior on a unique journey. Accompanied by voices in her mind, she ventures through a world shaped by her own experiences. The gameplay is story based with a lesser emphasis on combat. Hellblade is a game where you're not supposed to trust what you see or hear, as it's rarely truthful. All fights in the game occur at scripted intervals, meaning there are no random encounters or wandering enemies to accidentally bump into. Senua can see patterns in the abstract around her, and by focusing, she can unlock or create new pathways to traverse. Hellblade is unlike anything I've played before. It explores mental illness in a detailed and captivating way. Every aspect, from sound design to acting and visuals, is exceptional.
But not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through his darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. You fought for love unspoilt. By your darkness within. You fought for your dreams. Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul. So must carry his vessel to bring him back home.
Robocop Rogue City is a classic FPS game that stands out for its quieter, more nostalgic approach compared to other titles in the genre. It's a great choice for those who crave the 80s and 90s Robocop nostalgia and for fans of the franchise in general. The game deliberately avoids many modern gaming trends, which works to its advantage. Its features, story content, and gameplay are reminiscent of high-quality single-player campaign FPS games. Peter Weller, the original RoboCop, lends his voice to the character, adding a layer of authenticity and nostalgia. While the game is mostly bug-free, the gameplay can feel janky at times, with some technical issues like texture pop-ins and anti-aliasing problems.
Detecting a short circuit.
Wakey! I'm looking at the map of this place and it's huge.
OCP tracking device torn out. I am going to follow the blood trail.
However, one aspect of your composition that has been severely neglected is your human side, your brain.
We must smash that thing!
I've heard people refer to you by different names.
Okay there, Murphy?
Fire at will!
I'm curious to hear which one you prefer.
My name is